Gabe,
Josiah, yes.
what happened?
That's a good question.
There's a new set. The walls are blue.
The walls are blue. It's cold outside again.
And we're not sitting in office chairs.
Thank goodness.
Yes, this is the big surprise that I have been kind of hinting at for a while.
Is this your week's improvement for the podcast?
Yeah, this is the improvement. Seat, couch. It's very, very awesome. I know it looks pretty small on camera because we've kind of sectioned this shot off, so you're kind of close to us. But it's actually a decently large couch. There's like 1.5 more seats on this side, so we can fit 4 people on this couch, which the maximum inputs
Yes.
on our soundboard here. So perfect ratio. Yeah. So this is the set. Hopefully, like, this is where we're gonna continue to record the podcast from. This is where we're gonna record our gaming videos from now.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Which is why there wasn't a gaming video last Thursday because
we didn't do anything.
Yeah, we didn't record, but also I didn't have anything like set up really. The last time we were supposed to record, we just it was the day that I got the couch. And so I was exhausted. And so I was just like, Gabe, you can just come over and hang out. And then he walked down here and he was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
There's a couch down here. Which that's actually a really funny story. This couch was ordered a month ago.
Yeah.
Shout out Tyler from Missouri Furniture in Ozark. You're the man. He was our sales rep, and he really hooked us up with this couch. Well, I mean, I say hooked us up. He's supposed to sell people couches, but
he's like, no, you may not have this couch.
But he was very patient with me and my pickiness and my want to observe every option. And so I spent an hour. No, I think I spent 3 hours in that store just hopping from couch to couch. And he'd be like, okay, well, what about this couch? And I'm like, no, I actually hate all of it. And he's like, all right, great. I can narrow this down a little bit more. We ended up with this couch. This was actually originally my 5th option for a couch.
Really?
And then my mom was like, hey, Josiah, what about that couch? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I've actually really tested that couch out. And so we sat down on it and we're like, oh, we melt into it. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is arguably more comfortable than my bed.
It's a really nice couch.
Which is weird because my bed is still kind of new and still kind of nice.
Yeah. So, well, I'm just going to kind of shift over here to where I actually framed up the shot.
It's definitely better than my office chair.
This is better than most chairs I've ever sat in, actually.
Yeah.
Especially this other side. It's like this half chase kind of thing. So it's like those chairs that's just like a circle cushion on the bottom?
Okay.
Just a big circle, and then it has 3 pillows and a half curve. And it's supposed to be like a sofa recliner type thing for 1 person, but it's definitely big enough for 2 people. It's like one of those, but half of a couch. I really like this section. I'll put a picture up on screen. And then if you're an audio listener, you're just gonna have to imagine it or go to YouTube. But I love this couch. Very happy with it. Tyler, you were awesome. Also, thank you for you sent us a thank you note after we ordered it, he was like, "Hey, it was a pleasure to work with you guys and your whole family, and I can't wait for you guys to get the couch in it for it to be inevitably on the podcast." Because I had talked to him about the podcast and he remembered it, which was great, which was really cool. Because he sent us that note like 3 weeks after we ordered it.
Oh, geez, really?
And he still remembered that we had a podcast and all this stuff. So shout out to you, Tyler. You're amazing. It's on the podcast. If you're watching this, thank you very much. It's very nice. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah. So that's and I told Gabe nothing.
I knew nothing about this.
I didn't tell him that it was coming in. I didn't tell him that I ordered one. I didn't tell him that I was looking for one. You didn't even know that a couch was even on my radar.
Yeah, okay. One, you didn't tell me. Two, you guys are like hinting at the possibility of moving into a different house. So it would have.
I don't remember that.
It was like last year. Your mom was like, "We should look at houses," and Poppy was just like,
Why? Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Your mom wants more room for like visitors.
Yeah, because this house is like it's there's a lot of square footage in this house. It's just like between two floors. And there's also like a big hallway and stuff and space taken up by stairs. And so it ends up feeling small because there's a lot of like unusable space.
The space is not well used.
That as well, yeah.
Well, not necessarily okay. The space is not being well used as far as like design. As far as like what we're doing with the actual space itself, you guys are doing the best you can with it.
I actually love this room now because we cleared out a lot. Like there used to be bookshelves right here. They are, well, one of them's gone. There used to be a bookshelf over there too, and there's now just 2 bookshelves in this corner over here. And what we can actually do is we can take this couch and we can just kind of rotate it and shove it off in this corner, and then we have a big VR space. And I need to get some slides for the feet of the couch, but yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked about this room and how we can utilize it now. I really made sure to make everything very movable, and I didn't want like too much furniture, you know?
Right.
So we actually cut down on our furniture by several pieces. And our TV is now hanging on the wall, which is freaking great. Love that. Anyway, that's enough about that.
Well, I guess still in the line of furniture, I got a new office chair today.
Yeah.
And by new, I mean new to me. I got it from a neighboring company that I work for. Well, I work for a company, and right next door is a different company.
Yeah.
They're going to throw it away. So they're like, "Hey, do you want this chair?" I'm like, "Sure." So I grabbed the chair and immediately broke one of the casters on it. And if you don't know what a caster is, it's the wheel.
Yeah.
So I broke one of the wheels. Luckily, those are replaceable. So I'm just going to probably yank off all of the casters on it and replace them. And then the leather, because apparently it's a real leather office chair.
Oh, wow.
Which I was surprised. I thought it was like a fake leather.
Yeah.
It's made of pigskin. Which I was like, okay.
Made out of football.
Yeah, essentially. And so I was like, okay. I've done some upholstery work. I hate upholstery work. Like, if upholstery work is as simple as like, all right, take cushion and put it on plank of wood and then wrap it in leather and staple it to the plank.
Yeah.
That I'm okay with. I can do that all day. As soon as you get into like, you need to fine tune like stitches and fit pieces together. Then no, this is.
Yeah, it's struggling over there. Yep. There you go. You got it.
So I'm thinking about reupholstering the office chair. I
Is it one of those like executive office chairs that looks more like a car seat, like the chair in a car, where it has like the like cushions on the side and it's very curved and stuff like that?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, I think I got a decent idea of what this looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a project. But here's the thing. I was going to bring it home today. Then I realized I have nowhere to put this chair.
I mean, if you empty out your back seats, you could lay them down and you'd have room, but...
Oh, yeah, I could put it in my car. I just have nowhere in my house to put it.
Yeah, no, you don't. I mean, I guess you could use the living room.
Yeah.
Just shove it in the living room.
So, yeah, I'm kind of just like, well, it'd be more comfortable than the current chair I have. It's like a cheap Chinese chair. And got it for $75 or so on Amazon. And it's awful.
Yeah.
So,
of course it is.
It's not good.
I think I spent as much on my office chair as I did on my desk.
$100?
It was like 150 for both.
Huh.
Well, not for both. It was 150 each.
See, that's the kind of chair I wanted, but now I'm kind of wishing I bought that instead of the chair I have. Because
I told you, Sam's Club chairs. Sam's Club's the place to look for office chairs because they have them out so you can test them.
Yeah.
And they're also just like right there so you can like pick it up, and then they have a return policy and stuff. And they're nice. Yep. They're usually from like real brands like Serta and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Not
instead my chair, I don't think it had a name on it.
It was probably, the plastic was probably molded by a 12-year-old.
Probably. Like parts of the plastic framing pop out of place. Oh. They're not integral, but here's the thing. I don't think there's a scrap of steel in that thing.
Probably not. Maybe some screws.
Yeah, that's about it. So I'm just kind of like waiting for the chair to take my life. just waiting for like the spring tension to explode and kill me.
I don't think it will kill you, but I get it. I definitely get it. I've had an interesting new development with some of my friends.
Oh boy.
Man, that microphone's really sagging, isn't it? If you pull it up and then tighten that one on the side. I think it's the other way.
Wrong way.
Yeah. Cool. That should stay.
I kind of want to like crank it down even more and just obliterate it.
I don't think you'll need to. It doesn't move usually once you get it very far. I think that's good. Well, the thing is that thing tips over now because it's a little unbalanced, so.
Microphone stands.
Yeah. I think I'll probably, now that I know that they work with the couch pretty well, I'm probably going to have to buy more of them, which is a little upsetting, actually.
You know what'd be interesting, though?
What?
Get, like, microphone stands that are kind of like that, like, crane one.
Yeah.
But have it, like, on a metal bar that you can screw into the frame of the couch on the back of it.
See, that's what I wanted, is something that would, like, swing over and then have, like, 3 attachment points or something. So it just, like, goes over and then... But I don't think that exists.
I have the idea.
We hang them from the ceiling.
Yes, but this is how we do it.
Oh.
We look for like amusement park rides, like parts of them. Buy the seats that have like the thing that you pull over, and get one that's like a 3-seater or so. And then just mount the microphones to the seats, and so like you'll have like the amusement park chairs / like yeah. Whatever they're called.
The restraints.
Yeah, you get the restraints, and then we mount that to the ceiling. And so, like, we're strapped in doing the podcast.
Upside down? On the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely won't die of asphyxiation.
No, why
We can test that out. We can sit on the inversion table completely upside down for 15 minutes, and we'll see how you feel.
I'll be perfectly fine. I'll just be dead.
I'll be perfectly fine. Just all the blood will be in my head, and I will suffocate to death.
You don't have all the brain power at that time.
You will find God and then go to heaven and find God. My goodness.
I'm ready.
Jeez Louise. Okay, so my friends, I've had a little bit of a new development. I don't think this is going to be a very good story, by the way, but so interject whenever you'd like. I've been door dashing a lot.
Right.
Like a lot. Like I've been doing like 30 hours a week, which isn't, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only awake for like 15 hours a day, like me, it's a decent amount, you know? And so I been very busy doing a lot of DoorDash. And so I've been listening to a lot of music. But I don't have like a broad spectrum of music that I can listen to. Like I don't have any playlists that are like that long.
Right.
So eventually I got to a point where I was listening to like the same 4 artists, like their entire discography every day. Like I was just like, okay, today we're listening to all of Madison Beer. And that takes like 3 hours. And it's like, that's 1/3 of my shift. And so it's like, well, I gotta keep going. Gotta find something else. And so I listened to like 3 other artists' entire discography. And so I got very bored very fast, right? And so I decided I should just tell my friends when I'm door dashing and they can just call me. I bought some AirPods, which by the way, AirPod Pros, I got first gen. They're freaking amazing. I love those things. Bought them used off of a friend. I really actually want some AirPod Pro 2s, but that's fine. So I have AirPods, so it's super easy to keep a call, just like one bud in the ear, and I can like do my orders and it's no problem. And so I've been having my friends just call me. And it's like, I don't know what it is about driving and being on a call, but it's like, I get a call, I start talking, and within 5 minutes, I go into like podcast mode where I just start talking, right? And I'll tell a story, and then I'll just go absolutely bonkers talking, just telling this story. And I honestly, I don't know. I feel like we should record a podcast in the car. Like we should go on a road trip and record a podcast.
That's what I wanted to do for our winter Christmas episode.
Yeah. I'd have to spend a decent amount of money to get the equipment to do that.
Right.
Which next big ticket item that I want to purchase is a new camera. So I'm very excited about that.
New camera or new laptop?
See, that is the question. Because sometimes we can't record if I don't have my mother's laptop available to me. But then a new camera would be just generally much better.
Yep.
So I don't know, if we get a new camera, we won't have the problems with a laptop.
What you do is that you get a laptop with the camera built in.
Most cameras have that, or most laptops have that.
Yeah.
And they're like 720p. Like they're worse than any phone camera. So, except for some maybe like a Verizon flip phone or something, I don't know. But yeah, not doing that. I've been looking at like $1,500 cameras.
Jeez.
Like nice Sony video cameras. If anyone wants to sell me their Sony, either any of the A series or any of the like an FX30.
This is what you do. you look for churches that are upgrading their like recording systems, and you buy one of their used cameras.
Yeah, but that means I'm getting stuck with a Blackmagic camera, and I'm not entirely sure I want one.
A Blackmagic camera?
Yeah, the brand.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, why is Blackmagic in the church?
No, Blackmagic. Blackmagic cameras, they're like built for like live streaming basically. So they have like full size HDMI ports on them. So they're hold on. You can totally hear that rubbing.
Yes.
Okay, so full size HDMI ports on them. So it's a lot easier to stream off of those cameras.
Right.
And so it's like usually the first choice for churches, which is funny because it is Blackmagic cameras. So that's like that's the secret of like the production side of churches is like we use Blackmagic here. We're using Blackmagic in the church.
Oh my gosh.
I know several churches that will have Blackmagic camera switchers.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll literally put tape over the logo, the Blackmagic logo.
Oh my gosh, really?
It's so funny. I've seen so many switchboards with like electrical tape over them.
That is the most like. I'm a Baptist who hasn't sipped like. I'm a Baptist who has never licked a liquor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but once we get a new camera, then we could think about some traveling mics, some nice lavalier mics, and then we could do a car episode.
We'll just go on tour and like no one knows what we're doing.
So today we're stopping in Bowling Green, Illinois. We're just at the Buc-ee's here.
And we just do a tour and we hit all the Buc-ee's.
Gosh, no.
If we catch a predator, then we win. We win.
On the hunt for human traffickers at Buc-ee's. By the way,
I found my calling in life just now, hunting predators at Buc-ee's while doing a podcast.
To catch the new season of To Catch a Predator, featuring Gabriel Atkinson
and Josiah Halter. Do they have
Just
training? No.
Sting operations.
It's like we have no training. All of it's just like really, really not organized at all.
Yeah. I have some friends we can use as bait.
No.
They might get stabbed.
Jeez.
You know, I never know what they're going to do, but you know. You have plenty of cousins.
I do have a lot of cousins.
Yeah, you can just use them.
They're socially awkward, which actually might attract predators more.
Yeah, they're weak. They're, you know. Anyway, that's
awful.
That's terrible. We can't use that. But we will.
I don't even know how to respond to what just happened.
So, Tyler, if you're watching this is what the podcast is, and that's why it's called the Unusable Podcast. You asked why it's called the Unusable Podcast. That's why.
Well, it used to be because Seth would say something ridiculous. That's like
usually offensive towards the Muslims.
Some minority.
Usually Muslims.
Usually Muslims. But yeah, that's usually what it was. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's no longer something that's happening. Apparently.
No more racism. We did it. We defeated racism.
We ended racism. It only took a video game.
All right.
Anyway,
I feel like I should check the email. You got any more stories though, Gabe?
You want to hear a story from my childhood?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this was when was this? This was 5th grade. You want to hear about my 5th grade experience?
Yes.
So, there was a day we were like doing some kind of science project, whatever.
Okay.
And I don't remember what it was exactly, but the school was issued a bunch of like paper binoculars that you can like, that were like basically these cardboard boxes with lenses in them.
Uh-huh.
And they did work as binoculars. Not good ones, but they did work.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaking loved them. They were
Okay.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why these binoculars, these basically like cardboard box binoculars were great,
Mm-hmm.
was they used real glass lenses in them.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're magnified, they had a curve to them.
Mm-hmm.
So every single boy and like half the girls were like, oh, heck yeah, dry leaves, we're going to burn them during recess. So we used them to focus the sun's rays and burned leaves on school grounds.
I was totally expecting you to say, put them down your shirt and give yourself like nipples. But go ahead.
No, but yeah, that's what we did. We burned leaves, and the teachers confiscated them because we were burning leaves on school grounds.
Dude, have you seen that? There's a TikTok. I know you don't have TikTok, but I'm sure it's on Instagram. Of the guy with a massive magnifying glass. It can like melt rocks.
Oh my gosh!
Like it's huge and super powerful.
I kind of want to watch that.
I got a message from Jaden. Which hopefully he'll be on the podcast sometime.
I'd also get that sticky tack.
Oh,
Do you know what sticky tack is?
it's the stuff that people use to like hang stuff on walls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really into Indiana Jones in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
I still am, kind of. And I got the sticky tack, and I'd roll it out,
Yeah.
and then just like use it as like a whip to like wrap around a pencil. Just go, and it'd wrap around, and then I'd like.
Oh my
Swing it.
gosh. Wow.
I got really bored in school.
You were really into Indiana Jones.
Also, school was like the most boring experience for me. Like
Yeah.
I'd do my homework and then just draw or just goof around because.
Yeah. I realized that I have some crazy memory.
Mm-hmm.
I remember so much. I was thinking about some of the things that I like, some of the earliest memories that I have, like the clearest, earliest memories I have. And I remember being potty trained.
How do you remember that?
I don't know, but I asked my mom how old I was, and she was like, "You were like 2." And I was like, "What?" I remember something like clearly from when I was 2. Like I specifically remember being taught how to pee on a toilet or in a toilet.
You didn't just randomly gain your sentience at the age of like 6.
No, I
Or-
did that too. But it's like that was one of the memories that was like downloaded into me
Oh,
at 5 years old when I gained my sentience. Yeah. That was one of them. But I specifically remember just being like taught how to specifically make sure I'm peeing into the toilet.
this is very important.
Very important.
This bowl is to contain pee.
So don't just sit on the toilet and start peeing. You gotta make sure the pee is going into the toilet. To anyone who remembers being potty trained, you know what I'm talking about. It's awkward, but it's a thing.
I don't remember being potty trained.
Yeah,
I don't remember
I feel.
that.
I also remember like when I had like a training potty. Like I wasn't quite ready for the big boy potty, but I had like a training potty. I remember that. So I must have been 2 as well then, or even younger. So I also have a memory of talking to Cyrus when I was probably 3. or so.
Okay.
And we were talking about how often we change our underwear. And I was like, I do it every time I take a shower. He was like, gross. I change my underwear every day. I'm like, that's weird. That's a lot of underwear. I don't think I ever talked like that. I probably did, but like, I also remember not when I first met Cyrus, but when I met Cyrus at a wedding. I believe it was Bear's wedding, Laurel's wedding, something
Probably.
like that.
Yeah.
And I think I was literally like 1.5. I remember talking to Cyrus. That's crazy. I have some crazy.
I remember Eli was trying to feed the ducks. Well, no, he was throwing rocks, like pebbles, at the ducks, and the ducks were just eating them.
What?
Yeah.
They must have been very used to people throwing bread.
Something like that. And
That's funny.
he got in trouble for that.
Well, yeah.
Meanwhile, me and Seth were hunting snakes.
Okay, hold on. Pause for a second. Imagine if you didn't stop Eli from feeding the ducks rocks. And the ducks just start sinking.
Buoyancy is gone.
Eli kills 3 ducks by feeding them rocks and throwing off their buoyancy. That's funny. Okay. You guys are hunting snakes?
Yeah.
At like what, age 7?
Yeah, so Eli was making ducks into submarines, and me and Seth were hunting snakes with sharp sticks.
Oh my gosh. Where was that? That must have been Montana?
I can't remember where
Arizona?
they did it.
Oregon?
I think it was Oregon. I think it was Oregon.
I think it was Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But-
still the farthest west I've ever been.
Yes. But
But
it's not Montana, and Montana is just better.
Montana is nice. I like Montana
Dude,
a
I'm
lot.
not even joking. I think about going to visit Montana at least 3 times a week.
That's me with Utah.
Why Utah?
Utah is beautiful, man.
What's in Utah?
Cedar Breaks, Utah is the most beautiful place I've ever been, ever. It is heaven on earth.
Really?
It is cedar forests, creeks, like flower meadows, rolling hills, and it's all on a plateau that's 10,000 feet in the air. So it's cold. Like it was like 57 degrees in July
Dang.
when it was sunny. There was still snow in some spots, like in the shade of some of the trees. There was still like 3 feet of snow.
Jeez.
Then, so you're up on this mountain, right? If you get to a point where you're like, you can look past, like down off the mountain, there's a few cliffs, and the cliffs are red rock canyons. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
So is that where you're going to move to?
Well, it's a national monument, which is like a national park, so you can't live there. There is a lake nearby that you can live at, but I'm pretty sure it's like a vacation home. Like you're gonna have to dig your house out 6 months of the year from all the snow. But
Dude, that could be your gaming hut. You just do live streams and like
yeah, guys. So sorry, I can't stream this week. I gotta dig my house out so my walls don't cave in.
no, see the thing is that so you have like thin insulation, which you're supposed to have thicker insulation because of like the weather is extra bad there. But here's the thing. You just fill the walls in with like food and water.
How about just a big concrete brick house so it doesn't cave in?
But you have the concrete bricks, and then you have like the bricks of MREs.
How about I just build a basement full of food so I don't have to break through my walls?
Will your chair be made out of like a loaf of bread?
Why? Why do my furniture have to be food?
So you can eat them on your live stream.
But Just imagine you're watching
I
a
haven't
streamer
been
and he
out of
turns
the
around and
house.
just starts gnawing on his chair.
You're like in the middle of a live stream, like in winter, and you're like, I haven't been out of my house in 2 months because of the snow. Just bite a chunk out of your chair.
Tasty baguette.
You've just been drinking the snow. Taking cups of snow, melting it, drinking it, brewing tea out of it.
There's one corner of my house that's just like a Christmas tree made out of whiskey bottles.
Yes.
Full
absolutely.
whiskey bottles.
Pop
Well,
one off.
half of it is full whiskey bottles. Drink a few of them.
Santa's not gonna come visit until they're all gone.
I got a year to get through this much whiskey. It's 300 bottles of whiskey.
Oh gosh, you're dead.
How many? That's a good question.
How many bottles of whiskey can one drink in a year until he has liver failure?
How many bottles of whiskey can someone drink in a year without dying?
Okay, I found this on the web. For how many bottles of whiskey can someone drink in a year without dying? Check it out.
I'm very curious. It just says, don't do this.
This is not suggested. No, I don't want to enter my email.
What?
hi@yahoo.com. That worked. That's funny. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no one likes you, Washington Post. I would assume drinking more than one bottle of whiskey a month would probably turn deadly pretty quickly.
I could see that, yeah.
So 300 bottles in a year
Well, it's like
you'd probably die within the first month.
how much whiskey can someone go through in a week?
Okay, hold on.
Can
Let's do
someone-
some calculations here, okay? 300 bottles of whiskey divided by 12. Oops. Divided by 12 is 25 bottles of whiskey. A
That's
month.
so hold on. That leaves you roughly 5 days out of the month that
Yeah.
are that are not assigned a bottle.
Yeah.
So those
So,
are
so,
makeup days to
so
finish bottles.
You have to drink 6.5 bottles of whiskey a day or a week.
Oh wait, huh?
6.5 bottles a week. Because it's a little less than 1 bottle a day a month.
So that's almost a bottle. That's almost a bottle a day.
It is a bottle. Almost, yeah. Except for Sunday where you get a break and you only have to drink half a bottle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're dead. There's no
You're
way.
Easily dead. A bottle a
There's
day.
no way.
Unless we're talking those one shot bottles.
Oh, you could do that.
A Fireball.
You can drink a shot a day and probably be fine.
I think that might be healthy actually.
For our family,
Very-
yes.
For our family, that's a low amount of alcohol. Yeah. No, a shot of whiskey a day does not sound. I think that's pretty reasonable. I feel like at some point you would stop liking it,
Yeah.
or probably start drinking a little more than
Dude,
one shot a day.
I used to drink a shot of rum or whiskey before I go to bed at night. I used to do that every night for a while. A long while.
Wow.
I probably did that for 2 years.
Wow.
And I'll tell you
mean,
what,
It sounds like a
I
vibe.
survived.
You, in fact, didn't die.
I did in fact survive.
I'm sure your liver is mostly okay.
Honestly,
I bet the alcohol was the least damaging thing to your liver out of things that could have damaged your liver. I feel like the alcohol is probably you're a bit. You like ibuprofen? You take that often if you have
No.
problems? No, I don't.
No,
I don't like
I-
taking
I-
drugs.
I might take an ibuprofen once a year.
Yeah,
if that.
I'll take ibuprofen if I got really bad let's see, what is ibuprofen for? Ibuprofen,
It's
I take it if I have
pain reliever.
like no. Right? No, ibuprofen is for like if allergic reactions.
Isn't.
And like when you're sick. It's like Aleve or whatever. That's like Advil is for pain. That's acetaminophen.
Okay, I thought they both were.
No, they are different.
Acetaminophen
Acetaminophen. Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah. I meant to take a leave. What was that? Friday night, because I had done flooring and I was very, very sore. I meant to take it and I didn't, and then I just like kind of worked on the soreness and I was fine mostly. I think my legs are probably stronger for it, but
Yep.
it's definitely painful. Those mornings after working real hard are always the hardest.
There's a reason why doing construction was not fun for me.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just a lot of not even because mostly what I did was clean, but oftentimes it'd have me do stuff that's like, oh, I'm gonna hurt myself, aren't I? It's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. That's understandable, I feel like. So we've discovered something terrifying, actually. I don't think you remember us making this discovery, but we made this discovery together.
Okay.
It seems, at least in gas stations, they have gotten rid of
Oh yeah,
Pep 90,
they did.
Pepsi Nitro. Now,
At
I
least
looked
in
it
the
up.
one that I've been to.
I've actually been to several gas stations since, and I've been very bored inside several gas stations door dashing. I've looked in every single one of them. No Pepsi Nitro.
Really?
But I looked it up. It seems it's not discontinued. It's just not a priority anymore. So not making as much of it. So it's going to be sold in like Walmarts and
Yeah.
other stores like that, just not gas stations.
Weird.
I assume because it's kind of more of a luxury product. It's a gimmicky product.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's amazing. I think it's the best soda out there, especially the vanilla one. Oh my gosh.
That one is really good.
They need to make like different flavors of those. They need to make
Like, what about a cherry vanilla?
cherry vanilla would be good. I'm thinking like a different soda.
Or like root beer?
A root beer with that kind of carbonation would be amazing.
Yes, it
Because
would.
root beer is good, right? But
Oh, yeah.
the problem with root beer is it doesn't have the same carbonation as like beer does. Like I've never drank beer actually, but I assume beer has a very kind of fluffy carbonation. Just by the
Some of
way
them do.
way that it kind of foams up and gets a big head. I assume it's kind of a more fluffy carbonation, a lot like Pepsi Nitro. So having like a vanilla root beer with the Nitro packet can would be amazing.
Yes. Yes, it would.
Or even like, doesn't Black Rifle Coffee, don't they have coffee cans that have that kind of Nitro cartridge in them?
I don't know. I
feel like
wish
they
it did.
I
Honestly,
know they have Nitro brand stuff, but I think that was just like extra high.
wait, what?
They have a Nitro branded can
Oh.
drink, but it's like
Oh yeah, it's just
like
it's
extra shots of
it's
espresso or something.
300 milligrams of caffeine.
Caffeine. That's the word I was
Which
trying to find.
I drink about that much caffeine almost daily.
Jeez, man. I
Yeah,
drink.
when someone's like, Gabe, you know how much caffeine that is? I'm like, no. And they're like, Gabe, you're like drinking a Monster in coffee every day. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. How long have I been doing this? It's like
Yeah.
over a year? Huh?
No, I know people that will drink the equivalent of like 2 Monsters in a day in coffee.
Jeez.
They'll drink like 2 pots of coffee a day.
That's dude. They must have like
I don't know what organ is responsible for like turning coffee into the actual chemical caffeine, but whatever that is, I think it's probably the liver. Their liver's got to be dying.
Dude, between my coffee and so like, hold on, I used to drink a whole lot of alcohol. My alcohol intake is like so much lower than it used to be.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing it's just been replaced by coffee. It's like
We found the other thing that's more damaging to your liver.
coffee. Yeah. It's like, hold on, wait, no, this isn't better.
Go back to the shot of whiskey. Jeez Louise. I think the biggest thing with my liver is medication. Actually, I don't take a lot of medication, but that's like the only thing. I mean, I guess I drink like one energy drink like a week. Like I took one today, so I'd be energized and be able to talk. But I took that like 7 hours ago. So I don't know. I feel pretty energized though. I will say, to change the subject a little bit here, this couch, to go back on the couch, I freaking love it.
It's nice.
I mean, I'll read my Bible on this couch in the morning because my bedroom's just down the hall over there. So I can like waddle out of my bedroom and just kind of plop down on this couch, and it's always like silent because Nanny and Poppy don't come down here. Like the only reason they'll come down here is for the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't come down here. So I can just sit here in peace and quiet by myself, not have to deal with whatever show or music they're listening to upstairs. I can just like, if someone calls me, I can just take the call on the couch, not have to move.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. I also can I have full control over the TV, so I can play my games. Which I have the Switch, Wii U, and Wii hooked up there. So I can play pretty much any console game I want. I did realize I have 3 generations of Nintendo consoles, and that's it.
They're also like basically one right after the other.
They are one right after the other.
Just excluding the portable ones. Well, excluding the DS because technically the Switch is portable.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's not.
It's also not portable. But yeah, it's mainline
portable.
consoles.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, I need to.
We also have GameCube games. That's why we have the Wii and the Wii U. Just for people who are like, why don't you just play your Wii games on your Wii? It's for the GameCube.
Yeah. I really want to play my Switch again, but I need to probably get a new monitor.
Yeah.
I could hook it up to my TV and just replace my monitor with the TV, but that thing like takes up the entire space of my desk.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Honestly, well, you can't at your townhouse because you can't put holes in the wall, can you?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Yeah, you probably can. Yeah.
At this point, At this point, I don't even know if it's worth it because I don't even know how much longer we're gonna be there.
That's true, but
especially with how like my job has become unstable because of the economy. Chances are I'm gonna keep my job, but the chances of me losing my job because of like making cuts,
yeah,
it's a possibility. It's a real possibility,
which is a shame. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. I will say, I want to like wall mount my I want to basically what I want to do is push my desk closer to my wall and then hang a TV on the wall.
You know how badly I just want to like get a nail gun and just nail gun a TV to the wall and be like, I mounted a TV today.
Why? Just like through the screen?
Yeah, just in the corner of the screens. All right, there it is.
That'd be really funny.
That's essentially how construction workers do their job.
Oh my gosh, I saw this video of this house inspector inspecting a house, a new build house.
Has everyone seen this video? Because Seth was telling me about this
There's
guy.
a lot of them.
Okay.
And I'm now convinced that no home is built properly.
No, there's no way. There's going to be something that's missing.
Well, like, yeah, there's gonna be something that's wrong, but it's like this one that I saw was like everything was wrong. Like every single joist was like not touching other wood. Like it wasn't like straight cuts. So it was like basically hanging off of the nails. Like every ceiling joist, every roof joist, every floor joist just not attached properly.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's
Oh,
That-
you sent me that one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did. Now I remember.
Yeah, I think that video has gone pretty viral though, and
It's like, but it was a new construction.
it's a new construction house, and it's like the worst. It's like I've worked construction for like almost a year, and
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever seen that poor of a craftsmanship on anything ever.
It's pretty bad.
It was the worst job I've seen ever.
I mean,
It
there-
is so
like,
bad.
There was one clip specifically where he was like, I would have put more nails into this. And there's like 24 nails in this one board.
In this
one
like
area.
1
It's
inch
like,
square.
There's no like wood that these are holding on to.
It's just
like,
nails crushed up against other nails.
Like this is not adding structural support here at all.
No.
I can't imagine the sounds that were coming off of that nail gun as he was doing that, because I'm sure they were like bouncing off of each other.
Oh, they had to be.
That's how you die. Like that's how you get your nail gun clogged, and then it like fires back at you and just sticks you in the forehead. My goodness. That happened to Poppy.
What?
Well, it wasn't in his forehead, but he's using a nail gun, and it like the nail like ricocheted off of whatever he was trying to like get it into, bounced off. I think it bounced off of something else, and then went through the flesh of his thumb
Oh.
and stuck in the flesh of his thumb. So he was like, "Ow!" And he goes over and he's like, "Hey, I caught a nail." And all the guys like stop working and they're like, "Oh my goodness, that's not good." And I'm like, he's like, "Yeah." And then one of the old guys is actually my dad's friend's dad, so grandpa, like definitely the oldest person there. He was like, "You'll be all right." It was like, do you think it hit the bone? And my dad was like, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe
He's like, I
don't-
currently can't feel it at
I
the
don't
moment.
know. There's a lot of adrenaline. He's like, yeah, all right, well, want me to pull it out? And my dad's like, yeah, sure. So they take a pair of pliers, hold his hand down, and just yank it out. And he's like, yep, looks fine. And they wrap it up. I don't think he went to the doctor. I think he probably just popped some Advil and got back to work.
Oh my gosh.
My dad was like 57 at the time. So like he was pretty old and tough. So
Desensitized to pain.
a little, just a little.
He's had enough of those kind of incidences where he's like, oh, okay.
Well, there was one time he was in, I wish he was down here. I offered to have him on the podcast. There was one time he was in the Navy,
Yeah.
avionics technician. So he worked on aircraft. And he walked in front of, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm going to say it was an F4 Phantom, which an F4 Phantom has massive intakes for the jet engine.
Mm-hmm.
And the engine was on, and he walked in front of the intake. And this plane was known for like scooping men off of their feet and just blending them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just, didn't duck their head or whatever and just kind of, walked in front of it. And my dad did that and his one of his buddies was like, Randy, what are you doing? He probably actually didn't call him. He probably went, Halter, what are you doing? And my dad just responded with, yeah, I know. That's why I'm still walking.
I'm not
just
gonna
like,
stop. Just keep walking.
I'm alive. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, because I feel like the moment you stop is whenever the plane's like
Yeah.
gonna suck you in.
It's like there's like you're kind of like there's some momentum in a different direction, so like you're good.
It's kind of like what is it? It's you know, like whenever you're on the beach and they say, oh well, if you have a riptide, if you're experiencing riptide, don't swim to shore because it's gonna pull you farther out into sea. If you go like parallel with the beach, it's not gonna drag you out to sea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's a similar concept.
Actually, I don't think so. Because it's like if you stay in the rip current, you just fight against it. You're gonna lose, and so it's gonna take you all the way out.
Right.
But if you try and escape
by
the
going
rip-
parallel,
by going parallel, then you're not gonna be dragged out as far, and then you're out of the rip current, and you can swim back. This is like wind tunnel dynamics and forces instead of just like using your energy in a smarter way.
Yes.
I don't know. They're kind of similar,
They're similar.
but I don't know, Gabe. I think you're wrong.
Well, one is air current that's being that's being generated by machine, and the other one is a force in nature.
Yeah, it's like one you're fighting the force of it, like make so that you don't get affected by that force that it's creating, the wind. And the other one is like accepting your fate that you're not going to win the battle and you're just trying to escape.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think anyone watches this podcast to hear about physics hypotheticals. But yeah, that man is definitely desensitized to pain a little bit. I mean, there's one time I watched him hammer his thumb with a rubber mallet, like full force, just like from over the head, just ouchie. To be fair, I think I also did that once. It hurts, but it's not like world ending.
It's pretty not okay.
I think I did stop working for a little while. And you kind of like cut off the blood circulation because all the blood rushes to it. But it just like fills up with blood and swells and it's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does our body do that? Why does it swell when we hurt something? Our body's like, oh, send all the blood to that thing.
I think if it didn't do that, our bodies would just be like, all right, we lost that thing, cut it off. Like, what if our body did the opposite and it just falls off and just is like, well, that's no longer a part of you?
You hammer your thumb and it just dies and withers and falls off.
Yeah. Kind of like a lizard losing its tail. It's like, all right, I'm going to give that up.
Are you going to grow a new one? Imagine, okay,
Sure.
Tim Hawkins says this a lot. Imagine if your baby teeth weren't the only thing that you lost. Like that, you know? Like, what if you had baby eyes? And then your eyeballs would fall out for your adult eyes to come in.
There's a reason why God did not design that. I'm not entirely sure. You know what? I think I know why. There's enough weird people that there'd be a black market for eating baby eyes.
Oh, that's so nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. No. Oh, just the idea of biting down on an eyeball.
Yeah, that
I don't even know what that would be. Like, is it fleshy?
I don't know, but
What?
you can buy cow eyes.
I
eat
know,
them.
and they're like filled with liquid.
Yeah.
But like, is that human eye? Like, is that?
They're probably similar.
Yeah, ask Shrek. Shrek would know. Ugh. Gosh.
No, that is
I hate
unusable.
That is unusable.
Dude, for the morning,
Anyway.
speaking of gross things, for the morning meeting, we usually end the meeting with like words of motivation.
Uh-huh.
And this guy's words of motivation was eat liver. Eat liver and onions. And we're just like, what the? No.
Why? Why would he say that?
I don't know.
That's funny.
He's like, it's high in iron and it's good for you. And I'm just like,
gosh.
I've had liver and onions before.
Uh-huh.
I understand why people like it,
Yeah.
but I also understand why I do not.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Chicken livers are pretty nasty.
I can do chicken livers more so than cow livers, but that's because I've had chicken liver before and it didn't. I can
Cow
tell.
livers are just, they have a smell to them and stuff.
I just don't like the texture of liver.
It's like eating a bottom feeder fish.
Yes.
Like you're eating a filter. Imagine
Yes.
like your fridge's water filter.
And
Just
you're
eating
it.
that.
Yeah.
But it's just like all the junk that has been processed out of a cow.
Yep.
Ugh.
Cows get into some interesting things.
Ugh. Man. Yuck. Ugh. No, thank you. My mom loves liver. She loves it so much. And I found out recently that Poppy tolerates it. He's not a huge fan, but he tolerates it. And I think that's the realest example of love. I don't understand how that man can handle eating liver just because his wife likes liver. You know? Anyway, Nanny has started only eating liver for lunch, so she makes it for herself and then eats it on her own.
Wait, so if she's gonna eat liver, it's only for lunch, or
Pretty
are
much.
you okay? At first, I thought you were saying she's only eating liver for lunch.
That's the only lunch thing she has is liver. No. Yeah. I think that's the end of the podcast. It was pretty usable.
How long has it been going?
Like an hour and 3 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
Well,
I hope you guys like the new set.
I like it.
I like it a lot. It's very comfortable. This is the most I've ever been okay with sitting on the podcast set.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's very nice. All right. Yeah. See you guys next week. Bye.
It's been real.
I can't use any of this.